is gonna sound so silly. I regret not eating more. Hey y'all, it's Megan. If you are returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome aboard. Since it is August, that is wedding month for us, it's our anniversary month, so I like to do every year at least one video where I talk about Disney fairy tale weddings. I'm cutting it a little close, we're almost at the end of August, but I'm gonna get one in. So today we're gonna talk about, do I have any regrets about my Disney fairy tale wedding? One of the questions I get asked the most about having a Disney wedding is, was it worth it? Because people think like, oh my gosh, these Disney weddings, we've seen the show on Disney Plus, they are expensive. And yes, they are pricey, but you can do them for not that. Ours was definitely not one of these like hundreds of thousands of dollars extravaganzas. So it was just, you know, a wedding. It was a normal wedding. We spent about the same thing that we would have spent if we had had it back home. Financially, yes, totally worth it to have it at Disney where we wanted to have it. Plus you get so many like good perks. You automatically have your wedding planner included. All of the vendors are basically one-stop shop, so you don't have to go outside for anything. So that makes it super convenient. So yes, financially and like convenience wise, totally worth it. Now, does that mean that every single thing about it was perfect? No. Do I have some regrets? A couple. Not many, but a few. They were all my fault. Like, this was all like choices that we made. It's just nothing to do with the fairy tale weddings cast members. They were all fantastic. So from a standpoint of like, do I regret doing it because of anything that they did? Absolutely not. There were just a few things that I chose that I'm like, had I been able to do it over, I would have picked something different. One of those being my dress, and that's not actually really anything to do with the wedding itself. It's just what I happen to be wearing to the wedding. And I did a whole video about this where I picked the wrong dress. And if you haven't seen that, I will link it down in the description for you if you're interested and check that out. But what it boils down to is I went in knowing exactly which dress I wanted to wear. I had known since 2012, before I was even dating my husband, what dress I was going to wear to my wedding. Tried it on, loved it, but I tried on a different dress, and there was another lady like in the salon who saw it, and she was like, oh my gosh, that dress is just stunning, I love that dress so much, blah 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 blah, it was made for you. And I let her sway me, and I got the Cinderella dress instead of the Snow White dress. Have I regretted it ever since? Absolutely, because that dress did not look that great on me, but that's the dress I wore, so it automatically, you know, it's my wedding dress, so I love it. But do I wish that it had been the Snow White dress? Yes I do. The next regret, I don't regret having who I had do my photography. I don't regret doing that, but I do regret not at least having an additional Disney Fine Art photographer do some work. The benefit of having the Disney Fine Art photography people do your photos for your wedding, or at least do a shoot like in the parks or outside of the wedding ceremony, is they know those locations. They know where the best spots are. They know the perfect times. They know the lighting. They know where the shadows are going to fall. They've done this. They've been there. So having that expertise and like knowledge of the area is invaluable. So I wish that I had some pictures, I don't necessarily wish that we had like gone into the parks and had like a sunrise photo shoot or anything. I'm not that fancy. Would it have been cool? Yes. I don't know that I would have spent the money on that even if I was going back today to do it. But having some level of photo shoot with one of the Disney Fine Arts photography people, I think would have been good. It was a little bit cheaper to have that person, to have an outside vendor come in and do our photography, and I love all of our photos. I'm so glad to have them. We got, you know, a ton of pictures. We may not have gotten that many if we had had Disney do it. I don't know like what their number of shots is, if they do a certain number, or if they just like give you everything. But I got all of the raw photos. I got the edited photos. So it was nice to have that, but I do wish that I had at least supplemented that with at least a little photo shoot with Disney Fine Art photography. And I don't know how much it would have cost, but I just think that having a little something extra would have been good. Kind of going along with the photography is videography. And people ask a lot of times, do you regret not having a videographer and like having a wedding video put together? And honestly, not really. We did have a family member who just like took video throughout, and that kind of worked out for me because I now have all of that raw footage and I can edit it and do with it as I want, instead of just having a videography group come in and take video and do a spectacular job and put together one little video that would, I'm sure, just like melt my entire heart when I watched it the 1 or 2 times I watched it. I never like go back and rewatch our wedding ceremony or anything like that, but what I do watch is the video that was taken like at our reception, during our first dance, people just milling around, talking, chatting, eating. That's the stuff that I do rewatch. So having that, I think, is good enough for me. So I'm not going to include videography as a regret, although I think it would have been cool to have that little video put together, see how they would have done it, and see how magical and princessy I could have looked if someone professional had put together a video. But I don't think it was worth it for me to do that, so I'm not going to say that was a regret. I don't regret it. Last thing I regret, and there's not really anything I could have changed about this, but I regret, this is gonna sound so silly, I regret not eating more. I love food. I love to eat, specifically desserts, and I literally did not eat more than maybe a handful of food at my entire wedding. We had an entire buffet, and people have been telling me for the past 8 years how good the food was, and I'm like, I couldn't tell you. I didn't eat it. I was so like amped up and so like, ugh, because I'm an anxiety girl, able to jump to the worst possible conclusion in a single bound. I just am like a ball of nerves at all times. So especially on my wedding day, even though everything was going fine, I was not concerned about the wedding. I think it was more excitement. I think I was excited because it's not like I was nervous to get married. I've known this man since I was 12. We've met. I was not concerned about that. But I was just so like excited and like we gotta go, that I just didn't eat. I didn't eat. I had like a bite of the pasta because we had a whole vegetarian option because I wanted one. Like we paid extra to have a vegetarian pasta option because I wanted that instead of like the steak and the chicken and stuff. We had this beautiful buffet, so many salads. I love salad. I love Caesar salad so much. Didn't even try that. Didn't have any of the like potatoes that were there. I had the bite of pasta, and I think I had one like carrot. I think I had a carrot and maybe ate a whole roll. I don't remember. If I ate a whole anything, it would have been a roll because, you know, like carbs are life. So yeah, and then we had like a few bites of the cake. I don't think I even tried both. We had 2 flavors, and I don't think I even tried both of them. I think I literally only tried the red velvet, which was good, but there was also like a yellow cake with strawberry cream cheese deliciousness, and I didn't even try that. I don't think it was wasted on me. So I wish that I had eaten more. Probably would have helped if I hadn't been like cinched into the wrong dress. That's my biggest regret, if that wasn't completely obvious. Do you regret anything about your wedding? Yeah, just my dress. So that's it. Those are my very minor, very few regrets from my Disney Fairytale wedding. And like I said, absolutely none of it had anything to do with the Disney Absolutely nothing had anything to do with the Disney Fairytale wedding crew. They were all fantastic, did an amazing job. The caterers were great, the bakers that made the cake, fantastic. Our wedding planner, her name was Christy, she was amazing. Everything was just like absolutely perfect, except for a few things that I picked, and I'm like, wish I had done that differently. So if you are getting ready to have a Disney Fairytale wedding, or you are getting married in general, congratulations, best wishes to the bride. And if you have any questions about Disney Fairytale weddings, I have a few videos from years past where I go into a lot more detail about the pricing, the vendors, the outside stuff, FAQs and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, check out those videos. I will link the list down below, the playlist down below for you so that you can check those out if you're interested. And if you have any other questions that aren't answered in there or you can't find the answers, let me know. I'll try to answer them for you best I can. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.